It's a script that you can use as a realtor to turn anyone into a client. I've adapted this script from hundreds of thousands of dollars of trainings, sales trainings that I've taken from other occupations. I applied it to real estate and I personally made hundreds of thousands of dollars using this framework that I'm going to teach you right now. It's so simple, you can use it in any conversation and it will absolutely change your business. It's called the House Framework. It's a simple 5-step process that will guide you through a conversation with anyone to figure out when are they going to buy and what are they going to buy so that you can put them in your CRM and you can have the right conversation with them at the right time. I'm going to break it down for you, and at the end I'll even give you some bonus points, and there's a script that you can follow. You can download it. The link is below. If you want to get the full script, the framework, and the questions to ask, you can just click below and download that now. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Alan Reynolds, together with my wife, Monica. We love teaching realtors how to be more effective with their time, more effective in their business, to build a better life, business, so that they can have a beautiful, sweet life with their family and not let the business control them. So that's what we love to do, and that is where this conversation comes in. It's an acronym, HOUSE. Each one of those letters is a separate step in the process that's going to guide you through the conversation to help you figure out where they fit. And you can visualize a house while you're doing it to help you remember where to start with the H. And the H stands for here, where they're at with their current situation and their current house, right? And that begins with a simple question like, where do you live now? Tell me about it. And you'll hear a lot of information inside their answer. You're going to hear their tone of voice. You're going to hear any hesitation. You're going to hear problems. You're going to hear a lot of different things that are going to start to give you insight as to whether or not they're happy in the house that they live in currently. And it's going to open up a lot of additional information that you can just casually clarify and open up the conversation even further. The second step is the O, and that's where you want to outline their origin story. There's a reason, there's a story behind how they ended up in the home that they're in now. Whether they're renting or buying or whatever, there's a story there. So you want to get into the origin story because that's going to illustrate for you the reasons why they made the move that they made to begin with and the constraints that they were operating in when they bought that home. And if either one of those things has changed, it naturally is going to open up the next direction of where they want to live next. And that takes us to the third step. You want to understand their expectations versus reality. Understand their expectations versus reality and the trajectory of where that's taking them. How well is this home living up to the expectations that they had when they bought it? Many times they were hoping for something, but the house didn't quite deliver on it. Also, many times their reality has shifted, whether for the better or for the worse. The reality has shifted. So if the house is not living up to the life that they had hoped for, maybe there's a chance that they would like a better home and there's some other house out there that's a better fit for them. They just need a plan to go get it. And that takes us to point number 4, S. Search for constraints. The only reason that they haven't moved into a bigger and better house already is because they have constraints. We all have constraints. If we didn't have constraints, we'd all live on mansions near the beach and we'd have 10 homes. But life is life. People have constraints. So you need to start to dig into the constraints that they have so that you can figure out why haven't they already done it, because now you're going to start to help them with their constraints and put together solutions to the problems that have been holding them in place. And again, this doesn't necessarily need to happen this year or next year or the following year, but once you understand what's been holding them back from the next step in their real estate journey, then you know what you need to do in order to help them along that journey. Quick bonus tip. If you don't know what a smokescreen is, this is where you're going to run into a smokescreen. And a smokescreen is when people tell you socially acceptable reasons that aren't the real reason, right? So many times people will answer a question about why they haven't done something with a long story or some sort of distraction, but the reality is a little bit different, right? Maybe the reality is they've been working on their down payment. Maybe the reality is they're nervous about their credit. You want to go deep. When you can get 3 to 4 or 5 levels deep in their situation, then it's likely that you'll be working on the real problem instead of finding solutions to things that they're making up that are just camouflage to the real problem. So watch for smoke screens here at this step. And the fifth step is to establish the follow-up actions. Establish it with them and with you and put it into some sort of system that is better than your memory, right? So when you're done with the conversation, take detailed notes on the conversation, specifically their pain points, their constraints, and their timing and their goals, right? As well as all the other relational details that are in there. But once you have all of the details of their situation mapped out, put those into a system where you're not going to forget it, you're not going to lose it, and then you want to automate the follow-up options that make the most sense, whether that's sending them more homes, sending them property valuations, helping them to keep an eye out for properties that might work for them. You want to establish with them and get their permission to help them do that. So there's a script that goes along with that, and that's what I've outlined in the actual script if you want to download it. And I've got another detailed video that goes into so much depth about how to do this, what questions to use, the exact words to use to open up these things, and to dig a little bit deeper, to find the pain points, to put the pain and the solution together. We've got a detailed video that follows this that goes 3, 4, 5 levels deeper with a lot more information that'll show you exactly how to do it. So that video is linked here. If you want the full script, just click below. And if you like learning how to be more effective with your time, with your real estate business, how to build a more balanced business so that you can have life on your terms to whatever extent you can do that, this is the channel for you. So subscribe, follow along, and let us know what you think in the comments. And we can't wait to see you succeed.